Morning, everybody. How you getting on? Hope you're having a great morning. I'm just about to get started here. See, we've got our to-do list. That's all working properly. Got some music. For the first time at the start of the stream, I actually remembered. Turn it down a tiny bit. Maybe I'll do this instead. Okay. So today we have some interesting things. Last week, it wasn't last week, it was a few weeks ago, I was working with Nick, my colleague, who made this ember-scroll thing that we had talked about previously. It's just a way to make it so that an Ember app, what are they called? I guess client-side render. There's another word for it. SPA, single page application, behaves like a normal quote unquote app. Let's see if we go to blog.ember-scroll.com. When you scroll down here and you click read on, it kind of loads for a little minute, and then click one of these ones. Yeah, it's very hard to actually get the loading screen to work because it's all instantaneous. But yes, hey, Chino Bite Offsec. Thanks for the compliment. So this is something that we are building for the Ember website redesign. And we implemented where is it? Ember-scroll closed. We did this thing to fix the Safari bug, which we're pretty sure it's a Safari bug. We're not entirely sure. I wasn't able to recreate it on the stream if you want to watch the VOD from last time. But Nick was, because he's got Safari working in a particular way. Maybe it was because my screen sharing was slowing down my computer or something. Not sure. But anyway, we fixed it last time, and now we want to get this fix not just in the blog, which is here. We want to get it into essentially the guides, so guides.ember.js.com, but not really the guides. We're talking about the guides redesign. So this is what it currently looks like. Ooh, fancy. And this is what it's going to look like. Obviously, there's still quite a lot that is not quite working, and this is just like the template. It doesn't have any other content yet. But as you can see, if I click one of these things, it has a kind of an odd scroll behavior. We open this, we click here, we select scroll, and then load, which is opposite to what non-JavaScript applications do. So that's the whole point of this. So let's do this. Add ember-scroll to guidemaker and remove linked to override. First blog. Have a look at this and see what needs to be done. Boom. Oh, of course it does other things. So it's just adding ember-scroll and deleting link to. Now, what does that actually look like? So do I have guidemaker in here? Ooh, I do. So I think in guidemaker default template, yeah. So here's the problem. It's actually in the template and not in guidemaker itself. So what's that going to do? What's that going to do? TOC toggle checked is false. That's a bit odd. I think the easiest way to do this is to take our guidemaker default template and the same with our guidemaker ember template and remove this link to behavior. Oh, there we go. Boom. Amazing. So remove this, but install the scroll, ember-scroll, as a dependency. Let me explain. And I think I might explain by doing this as a example. So the way the guidemaker works, and me explaining it might actually help me come up with the right way to solve this. So if we go to github.com, empress guidemaker. I'll make this a bit bigger for all you lovely folks on the stream. So, in guidemaker, you can read all this if you feel like it, but we have a quick start. So, oh, actually this quick start can be even quicker nowadays. Oh, hello robotic head. Welcome, welcome. Let's go to cd temp, because I like this. So my quick start can be even quicker nowadays. I can just do bx ember cli at latest new stream guide maker test. Yes, I am doing some ember, but not tonight. It is morning where I am from. Or are you doing some ember tonight? That would make me very happy if you're doing ember, like you said that you would. You can follow along, play along if you like. Oh, WordPress Gutenberg stuff. Okay, so Gutenberg was that's the new editor thing that's all React based, isn't it? Kind of vaguely know most of this stuff, but not had to do WordPress in many years. For npm install to work. Stream guidemaker test. Right, so which one am I going to do here? Am I going to do the Ember template or the default template? Oh, custom blocks. That I do remember. Custom blocks and Drupal, actually, I think was my weird PHP. What are they called? Oh, actually, I've forgotten to do something. As I always do every single day. Where is my timer? Haha. Boop, boop, boom. What am I going to do? I'm going to do, oh, not that. I want to add ember-scroll guide maker. Open source software. Boom. Start timer. Got to get the Pomodoros going, folks. Well, good luck on your custom block stuff. I do not envy you. I know it can be quite tricky sometimes. So where am I? I'm on this. So I've CD'd into my new SuperDocs, and now I'm going to do Ember install guidemaker and guidemaker default template. We might as well do it with the default because defaults are great. Is that not a tautology, robotic head? You say, once I get my head wrapped around it, it should be fine. Isn't that true for all technical things? While I'm here, the little thermometer that I keep on my desk, but it's run out of battery. Yeah, wait until I start a merch store. Robotic head, I'll get that on a t-shirt. So if anybody missed what I just did there, let's make this a little bit bigger. I did this, Ember install guidemaker and guidemaker default template. This is just in the quick start guide for, I'll just drop it in the chat if anybody's watching along with the chat. This is just in the quick start guide for guidemaker. Like, I had to get set up quickly. It's a very Ember-y thing to do, Ember install stuff, because can install the package, but then it goes and does extra stuff afterwards. You go npm start. You're beeping. You're beeping. Is it me? Then we wait. Ooh. Well, this looks interesting. What do I need to do? Eh? There's a lot of text, but I don't fully understand what's going on. Anyway, that's not our goal for today. Our goal for today is to work on ember-scroll behavior for guidemaker default. This. SCSS. Guidemaker default templates using Sass. Oh, there's so much wrong here. Okay, so first thing that we have that's wrong. Let's do this. Oakley dokley. Stream guidemaker test. So the first thing that we've got wrong is our config targets is wrong. We need to put in here node current. Now, what does that do? Guidemaker, one of the things that it installs up here, and all of the bits and pieces, installing extra packages, blah 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 blah. One of them, somewhere, Prember and Ember CLI fastboot. So this is the server side aspect of it. Guidemaker is one of the Empress server side, documentation things, if you don't already know what it is. And what? Ember CLI fast. What happened there? On here, I'm pretty sure that I've merged a pull request. There we go. Add node current to targets file on install was merged last year. I haven't done a release of Ember CLI fastboot since that. I'm on the committee, working group, whatever the right phrase and word is. We might not have enough. don't have enough text to be able to actually do this. What do we do? Copy and paste. That's what we do. Guys, getting started. Go to guides.ember-scroll.com. Let's steal something big. Services. Oh yeah, this will be good. This would be good. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, there we go. So now when we click introduction, let's steal another one. What do we think? Relationships. Oh, there we go. That's steal you as well. Look at me plagiarizing. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to slow it down for y'all. Ooh, there's more of these things. Interesting. Network. Throttling. Low 3G. Okay, did that load? In JavaScript land? How do you know when it's loaded? Oh, maybe this is a bit slow. We'll do fast 3G. Bit big. Not all that big though. Anyway, so we're on editing. Scroll back to introduction. Perfect. We can see the thing that I'm trying to communicate. You can see that go refresh introduction means that we don't have our cache anymore. Oh, looks like I need to fix that thing as well. So much stuff to fix. We click editing, we scroll to the top, and then it changes. So the thing that's challenging here is that guidemaker is made up of two things. If you turn an app into a guidemaker app or whatever, you have your guidemaker, which is like the base add-on, then you have your template. So anything that's like every guidemaker app, doesn't matter, you should always have this functionality should go in guidemaker, and anything that's like hyper specific to your use case should go into your template. And theoretically you can have many templates, one for like a custom one, whatever. And that's kind of the whole point of Empress and how it works. It's kind of cool. So what does that mean? I want to get the scroll behavior into guidemaker, and that would mean that I have to go in here, guidemaker, and add ember-scroll to this. But let's go and have a look at this. Let's go and see. Let's see what the behavior actually looks like. dd git. Open source. This might be in guidemaker. Source branch docs. Do I have main? I don't know if it's main. Let me see. Fork. Let's open you on fork and see all the things. Also, I need to make these bigger every time I open them. I wonder if I could like have it know when you're streaming. It's like Control T, zoom into that yoki. Not open in fork. Listen. Boom, boom, boom. Too many open. Fetch. Source branch docs. Interesting. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to do new branch, and we're going to do ember-scroll. Okay. So ember install ember-scroll. 90% of my streams are waiting while we npm install things. Funny because when you're sharing your screen like this, it just for some reason makes npm much slower. I don't know if it's like pushing your computer to the limits or something like that. But eventually, if I have enough people watching streams, we'll have to get a dedicated computer that does all that for you. Wait, interesting. Okay, so here we go. So now, that's the goal. That's what I want. I just want to install ember-scroll. Keno bite offsec. Magical wizard. I'll have to. You want me to check out your channel? I'll have a look at the next break and see. Ember-scroll. So the goal of ember-scroll is to move it to guidemaker. We want to test that. We want to see. I want to see what happens. Stream guidemaker test. We have to do. We're going to go npm link. Pray that this actually works. npm link guide maker. And we want to go npm start. The point that I'm trying to make is that we now have, if this works, this runs, of course. Pretty sure I've had this problem before, and I'm pretty sure it's because somebody isn't defining their dependencies right, and it could very well be me. Oops. Oh, that's looking better. That's looking better. So the problem that I'm trying to articulate here is that guidemaker default template is where the scroll behavior existed before. If I'm removing it from this and moving it into here, there could be a situation where somebody follows, or maybe doesn't follow the quick start, but maybe has an existing guidemaker implementation where they have both scroll behaviors in play. Like, does that break everything? Is that bad? How bad? Well, let's see. Okay, so need to fix it. We do it at the same time. Boom, boom, boom. So if we go here, so that's still the old scroll behavior. So it's not Hasn't broken anything. That's okay. That's good. So let's remove the scroll stuff that we have here. Now let's go in. Oh, this is the wrong one. Go into here and go. Ooh, kept the zoom. The zoomy zoom. Guidemaker default template. Oops, don't do that. npm link. Okay. Now we're gonna go cancel you. npm link guidemaker default template. Boopity boop. Beep boop. Right. Have a look, see while we're waiting for this to do. Oh, custom overlay app. We need another 600 points in our. What's this? This is challenge. I don't know what it's called. So you can see we've got channel points. Linked start. You can spend those channel points on our channel goal, and my colleague Nick would be very, very pleased if we hit our goal today. He's been desperate to fix this overlay stuff up here. It's is a bit gross. What happened here? Directory not found. Stream up on Ember Power Select. Interesting. Very strange. Broke at a different place. Also really need to get rid of some of these deprecations as well. Oh no, it doesn't work. Node modules Ember Power Select. If I just npmi Ember Power Select, that fix it? Some of these add-ons are doing slightly odd things. One of the add-ons that I really makes me sad is SAS. Ember CLI SAS. It's like Ember add-ons tend to just work. But the way that you include things in your, what are they called, source directories? Is that the right word for SAS? I don't know. I'm not much of a SAS person. Okay. Now let's try this. What do we think? Chances of it working? Oh. Hasn't broken yet. Boop, 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 boop. It hasn't broken. That's good news. I really need to get rid of some of these deprecations. Oh my word. Okay, it worked. So, now... Freaking out. Exactly. Freaking out. I think we're stuck in one of these quest loop things. Small bug deep in the bowels of all of this, where it requests too many times. Good. 100, okay. Cool. There we go. It's working. So now, well, that's interesting. Production. Doesn't seem to be working. But why? Go all the way to the top. Okay. Let's have a look at... Can I pee? What happened? Let me have a look, see. So, LSL node module. We have a look and we look for guidemaker. Guidemaker's not linked. I linked it. Sure, I linked it. Did I not hit enter? Did I hit Control C? Well, anyway, I've just demoed what happens if you don't have any scroll behavior. It kind of seems to be anybody's guess. What? We go npm IG, npm at latest. Well, that's a bit of a pain. Somebody broke npm link behavior. Beep beep. Okay. Just chat. 18. Hello. You can hear me now. And I think I'll do... Okay, I'm back. So, Robotic Head, you had the exact same comment for me last time I streamed. It was 2 weeks ago now. Where... yeah, so that was... I have... what are these called? Layouts? Is that what they're called? I don't know what they're called. But yeah, so this whole like stream layouts. I have one that's a entirely different setup for guests, because having me and the guest on the same screen needs different inputs, etc. So anything that I fixed last time is broken. So I need to find all of them. I spent a little bit of time, but I didn't find this one. Anyway, as I was saying, but nobody could hear, this is kind of like a Pomodoro setup. I like to do 25 minutes of working on stuff and then a 5-minute break, just so that we can all stretch our legs or whatever the case may be. And as you saw, if you chat, it shows up over here, which is nice. Mentioning the custom overlay goal, I'm going to try and figure out a way to have chat messages show up along the bottom of the screen when I do the custom overlay. So like, it's going to be a whole learning experience, like multiple layers. Might be a 2-stream job as well, which is nice. It's interesting. Part of the thing that I'm going to try and do with this custom stream overlay is I'm going to try and like recreate this weird purple thing, because it was part of the stream overlays that I got. But that's a video. And it'd be nice if it were like just a web page, like a CSS animation or something. I don't know. Colleague Nick will tell me more about it. I'll pick his brain. Okay, so where was I? I was going to go and check out the person who jumped into the stream and then disappeared. Still here? They're not in the chat. If I click this button, what happens? Okay, it opens off screen. That's good. Uh, 203 followers. Alex. Interesting. What's his schedule? He has no schedule. Kenobite Offsec, if you're still listening. Let me know. You said for me to check out your stream, but I don't see a schedule. So let me know when you're planning to next stream and I might have a look. Okay. A few more seconds. Go. I could probably add like sound effects to that little thing. Where am I? Community challenge complete. Okay, that's big news. Custom overlay app challenge has been completed by Lox. Thank you, Lox. You are a ledge bag. Let Nick know. He will be very happy. Okay, so that means I know what I'm doing for my next stream. I'm going to be doing a custom overlay with Ember. Fantastico. In fact, I'm so excited by that. I'm going to tweet about it. Tweet. I'm going to say. Should I respond? No. My. Succeeded? What's the word? What am I looking for here? Pulled out all these stops and completed my dream challenge. Ta-da. My poggers. Oh yeah, so I don't know if you heard me, Keno bite off sec? I was asking when you're next streaming, because you were saying for me to check out your stream, but I didn't say anything in your schedule. I've pulled out all the stops and completed my stream challenge. My next stream will be me building a custom Twitch. It's gonna be overlay with ember.js. Channel and follow me there if you want to get a notification. And then that's https pwitch.tv/real. Me. Right, I need one character. Okay, get rid of these quotes. My next stream will be building a custom overlay with Twitch overlay with ember.js. Check out my channel and follow me there if you want to get a notification when I next go live. Boom. Exciting. Thanks, poggers. See, I can't call you poggers. I need to have a custom noun. Open source live. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, I had a broadcast come through on the Google Home app and I needed to mute very quickly. Okay, just let my wife know that I was streaming so that she might not want to broadcast like that anymore. Okay, so npm v. Okay, so we're on a later npm. I'm gonna just check node modules. Guidemaker. So if I now link default template, does that remove the guidemaker link? And if it does, we got some trouble. We got a bug in npm. Whoop whoop. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, why people, why? Okay, let's get this timer going. I always forget to set my timers. Is that what it's called? No. guidemaker.com. There's going to be a GitHub somewhere. Build amazing things. Yeah, where's my GitHub? There you go. What? You click GitHub. What? Come on, people. Okay. Link. npm install removes linked packages. npm link replaces linked package contents. Close. That also is problematic. Okay, so this bug looks close to what I was having. Okay, so that's a separate issue that's been around for almost forever, but they don't seem to have this issue. So, bug. Okay, so I have searched for existing issues. You all saw me do that, so I have proof. Current behavior. I'm trying to link two packages, and I know this worked at some point. The current process is following commands. That makes me think of something. npm link guidemaker no default template. Maybe you have to link them both at the same time. Whoa. Okay. npm link guidemaker, npm link guidemaker default template. Text messages. Ooh, we got a new follow. Oh my. Okay, so, link it, guidemaker is linked correctly. But after you run the second link, it removes the link to guidemaker and only has the link to guidemaker ember template. While I was writing this section, I wondered if the problem was there. Guide npm link guidemaker ember temp. Oh, did I say ember? Default template. Nice to have the workaround that it described above. This is expected. Removing the links. We put it as and running npm install. Removing link. Guys, did related to the expected behavior. I have this steps to reproduce. OS. Is there like a way to do like version? Tell me the OS. Important information. Mac 11.4. Okay. One. Okay, boom. So one of the things I'm trying to do with this stream is to like show you task done. Interesting. Using their new like board system. But yeah, so this is open source live. So part of open source is tracking down issues and figuring out why this thing isn't working, etc., etc. And parts of that is coming across a bug in some upstream, some tool that you're using, and making sure to report that bug. Because if we don't report it, if we don't spend the, what was it, 10 minutes that we did reporting that, it won't get any better. And that is true for everything open source. So what I'm trying to do here is show you what your day-to-day should look like when doing open source work. And it's not glamorous, you know, it's not sitting here doing fancy stuff like greenfield development on super fancy Ember apps that you're going to use as overlays for your Twitch stream. That's fine. Like, it's good. Not a problem. I know you agree, Robotic Head, because, well, you do the same sort of stuff on your stream. MPMI. If anybody doesn't know Robotic Head, go follow him. He's got a great stream. Perfect timing for European watchers if they have it on in the background while working. Is yeah, time zones. Hashtag awesome. Start. See, this is the thing actually. I'd love to do a shout out. And I've seen people do shout outs, but I don't know how to do that. Maybe I'll spend my 5-minute break figuring out how to do a Streamlabs shout out. Do I have a bot? Robotic Head. No, I don't have the Streamlabs bot. See, let's try that. So Robotic Head. Did I get that right? Spelled right? ROBOTIC head. See, I think you need a bot installed. I'm using Streamlabs, so I think I can install the Streamlabs bot and then it would do it for me. But that's a task. Figuring it out as I go along. Can't have a stream. Don't have the bot. Streamlabs bot can do it easy. Yeah, exactly. So this is the running theme of this stream is I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'll figure it out as I go along. Okay, now that we have both our things linked and we've is this it? The real one? Is it this one? Here we go. So we've submitted our bug to NPM. Go. Oh. Let's have a look here. Let's see what's happening. Get open source guidemaker. Get open source guidemaker. Did I install? Guidemaker. Package JSON. Ember-scroll. Oh, I am ABCDE. Boom. I am trolling myself left, right, and center today. Let me get this going, npm start, and then I will explain. So, add-ons, they're great. Ember add-ons, fantastic little pieces of kit. All you need to do is install it and it can do fancy stuff for you. Fantastico. I have an add-on, guidemaker, that has add-ons as dependencies. Pretty cool. But I accidentally did an install into dev dependencies. And what the difference between dev dependencies and dependencies are is that these things are used to develop the guidemaker add-on, and these things are used if somebody consumes the guidemaker add-on, they need them as well. So if you want people to have this when they're using guidemaker, then it has to be in dependencies. Now, that's not an Ember thing. That's a node thing. But the only difference between Ember and Node in this scenario is that Ember add-ons can have default behavior. So I don't need to do anything to make use of ember-scroll. It's just install it, it does it all for me. In normal Node land, you would have this exact same problem, and you'd know that you have the problem when you hit a runtime error, or maybe not a runtime error, when it's trying to import or require the thing that was a dev dependency off a dependency. So you get the same errors, but just in different places. So in our case, I didn't see the behavior because the behavior was being automatically added by the Ember add-on. So now, fingers crossed, after all this shenanigans, bing bada boom, oh, thing of beauty. Fantastico. Now it is working exactly as I wanted to. Wait until it loads, scroll to the top when it's ready to go. Bing bada boom. And not only that, it's also accessible. So I like to talk a little bit about accessibility when doing this stuff. And I am going to test the fates. And I'm going to show you what this looks like. Now, what I mean by I'm testing the fates is that this is likely going to make my computer screech to a halt. Anytime I turn on VoiceOver, it freaks out. Okay, turn off. Don't you open up my things there, VoiceOver. Stop that. No. No VoiceOver. No VoiceOver. This is really annoying thing. Persistent selected. Okay, so it does this really annoying thing where robotic head. No, bad VoiceOver, bad, no. Yes, that is exactly how I feel. So now the question is, do you hear that? I don't think you do, so I need to add audio input capture. Add source. I'm going to add a new source. I'm going to call it voice over. Add source.
Space. To exit this web area. Stream jobs window. Web content. You are currently on web content. To enter the web area, press Control Option Shift down arrow.
Okay, I'm going to turn that down a bit for you. So, it gets pretty intense. And I actually quite like using VoiceOver. It's a tool that's used for people who have low vision and they're
Bullet selected. User/list 7 item. Services are useful for features that require shared state or persistent connections. Example uses of services might include. You are currently on a text element.
So people would use this to kind of navigate through your app, and I think you
Headings
can
menu.
do...
Form controls. Headings menu. Editing. Accessing services. Accessing services. Inject. To access a service, you can inject it in any container resolved objects. Inject.
So, VoiceOver is pretty cool. I am not an expert in how to use it. I do use it to read blog posts, because actually I have it, as you can hear, it's kind of turned up the speed a little bit, and I read along with it, so it helps me kind of read things faster. But it's interesting because when you navigate through a VoiceOver even knock things off the desk. Yes, VoiceOver is
unselected. App / import. You are currently on a text
bit
element.
funky. So,
Greater than selected. Introduction link. You are currently on a link. To click this link, press Control Option Space.
So, the interesting thing about ember-scroll is that it doesn't just do the scroll behavior for sighted viewers who are just using the web normally.
The page navigation is complete. You may now navigate the page content as you wish. You are currently on a text element inside web content. To exit this web area, press Control Option Shift up a row.
So that's interesting. Like, that didn't start reading anything, and this is because of ember-scroll takes a huge amount of influence from a thing that Melanie Sumner created, which is like Scroll Announcer, I think it's called. I'm going to pull that up in a second. But the point of that is that a lot of screen reader users don't need you to start reading the whole screen from the start once you navigate. One thing that they would like sometimes is for you to tell them when the navigation has happened. Because what that actually looks like...
You are currently on a link. To click this link, records, selected. Pushing records into the store, link. You are currently on a link. To click this link, press Control.
Nothing. So I just navigated. It has finished navigating, and it hasn't told me about this. Now, this is something that one of the design specifications of this new redesign is to make sure that this actually works. And that's not something that we'll need to finish the redesign to get fixed. All I need to do is finish this work on Guidemaker to release a new version of Guidemaker, and then it gets fixed. But the challenge is now that I've got it working. VoiceOver off. Stop VoiceOver. Don't irritate us anymore. The problem is that I need to figure out a way to release this stuff. So this is now done. Guidemaker, package JSON. I might need to npm install again because I moved it into dependencies, and that might change package locky stuff. Let that do its thing. So I'm gonna the challenge, now that I've showed you how this works, is what to do about this. I think because we tested it, and having both scroll behaviors active at once isn't a problem. Oh, hold that thought. We have our 5-minute break time. 5 minutes. And in this 5 minutes, I get to go and have a look. See if I can turn on Streamlabs bot. Streamlabs.com. I wonder if this is like the most silly thing for me to do. Mess with bots at the same time as being streaming. Let's see. Caution to the wind, etc., etc. You know that I'm logged in. What are you doing? streamlabs.com. Yeah, now Cloudbot. Is that what it is? Cross clip. For your Twitch clips, for Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. That would require me to have an Instagram or a TikTok. Cool. Okay, so I'm turning on Cloudbot, Chatbot, Streamlabs. I mean, it joined us. Don't know. I don't know. I have to mod Streamlabs in my chat. Okay. But that didn't do anything because I don't know if Streamlabs has joined the chat yet. I wonder if it's like a slightly delayed thing, users in chat. Mod tools. Name. What does name do? Creator dashboard. See, the problem with this robotic head is that you are assuming that I know what the creator dashboard is. I don't have any commands. Interesting. Bet you there's some sort of guide somewhere. Add Streamlabs bot to Twitch. Go on, there's going to be a... I don't want a custom name, I just want to use the normal name. Why you no worky? There's videos that explain it, but I don't want to watch a video. Streamlabs chatbot documentation. Oh. Oh, it's a PDF. Oh my word. PDFs for documentation. Make sure you've made a twitch.tv account for the bot. So you have to create a new account for the bot? Is that right? Oh, time's run up. This is why I need a noise for the go, go, go. So let's go back to programming. Bing, bada, boom. We will worry about stream bots at a later date. It could be that now that I've turned it on, the next stream it'll connect properly. I don't know. Who knows? Cool. So, I think I'm going to do this. So I've demoed it, and like I said, there's no problem with having both behaviors on at the same time. So what that means is that adding ember-scroll to guidemaker can be a minor release, which is nice. Oh no. Oh no, I'm going to have to check something. npm-i. I'm going to have to check what it works like with VoiceOver with both implementations at the same time. They're going to have to turn on VoiceOver again. Like, there's nothing wrong with VoiceOver. It's great, but I wish it didn't cycle through every window and tab I have on Chrome when I turn it on. Like, if there was a setting I could turn that off, that would be fantastico. But there isn't. GuideMaker, there we go. Now I want to link just GuideMaker. And now it's going to be using the default template with the scroll behavior on it and GuideMaker with ember-scroll on it. While that's doing that, I'm going to pull up. Do I have it here? Scroll. I think actually we put it in the README here. Yes. So this was the thing that I was telling about Melanie Sumner, who put together pretty cool Melanie Sumner put together a pretty cool add-on that does some of the same scroll behavior and the announcer part of this thing. And actually her explanation is much better. ember-scroll has a slightly different need. It's like for like Frembird applications, where it's we could probably merge the two at some point in the future. But for now, good enough to use this one. Okay, npm-i. npm start. Okay, this looks better. It has not died yet. Ooh, our Streamlabs bot has showed up, and it is a mod. Fantastico. It did work. Oh, I didn't set the timer again. Okay, this is going to be my last one. I need to leave at 11:30 my time, which is in 25 minutes. So when this timer has ended, we are calling it quits for the day, which is nice. I might be on later. I've got at least an hour when I can be on a bit later. Oh, that's my fantastical. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. You're on the wrong screen, fantastical. What are you doing? Oh yeah, that one's a bust. I can delete that one. Yeah, so I might be on. How do I even communicate this? British summertime, Irish summertime, 1 o'clock Irish summertime. 2 hours from now, I might be on again, but it is looking unlikely at the moment. Wow. Bing bada boom. Right, so now this is both scroll behaviors on at the same time. So the one from the template happens first, so that's why it looks bad. And that's okay. Right, here we go. Voiceover. The rectangle of doom. Wait for it to start cycling through all my windows again.
Voiceover on Chrome.
No,
Guides.
stop
Guides
it. No! Damn it!
Google Chrome, Ember Array 3.27, Ember API documentation.
Damn it.
Guides and tutorials. To get missing image descriptions, open the banner. Produce. Selected. Documentation _ Twitch PDF. Produce.
No.
Selected. You are currently on a text element.
Okay. So I like to do that. I like
Stream
keep
apps,
selecting it.
window. Web content has produce. Unselected. You are currently on a text element.
So, yes. Now, we have what we were
Introduction.
looking
Link list 2. The page navigation is complete. You may now navigate the page content as you wish. You are currently on a text element inside web content. To exit this web area, press Control Option Shift up a row.
for. That's interesting. It did work.
Received. Selected. Guides. Editing. Link. You are currently on a link. To click this link, the page navigation is complete. You may now navigate the page content as you wish. You are currently on a text element inside web content.
Cool.
Voiceover off.
So, adding it does give a feature to Guidemaker. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's good. So we're going to do that. We're going to do ember-scroll. And that's going to be Oh, why are you on the wrong screen, Mr. Fork? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, good. So publish that. So we're now going to go github.com impress guidemaker. Oh, I had it open as a tab already. Now I keep getting too many tabs. Use ember-scroll for this also ember-scroll a much better experience for the end user. Viper Gamings, hey, how's it going? Going well on this side. My last Pomodoro before I need to call it quits. Thanks for joining. ember-scroll is much better experience for the end user, and also is much better for accessibility, which I can never spell. It's not that I can't spell it, it's that my fingers type it wrong every time. The also much better for accessibility because it announces that navigation happened. Finished. Ooh, Geeko Supremo, thanks for the host. Notices that navigation has happened once it's finished. This also makes the scroll behavior default for guidemaker and over the remit of the guidemaker templates. Cool. That's all we need. Great pull request. Boop-de-boo. Okay. I'll do some testy tests. Fine. Get out. Probably don't need to review. We've seen this together. And we've tested it and we're fine with it. Okay, so that's one aspect. And now we want to go into the guidemaker default template. I'm going to go over here. Here. Work. I always make sure that I've updated everything. Fetch. Fetch. Cool. And we're going to do a new branch. I'm going to call it Geeko Supremo. I am working on getting ember-scroll into guidemaker. Ember-scroll is this, which has a much better experience for single page applications for various reasons. I would recommend reading the A11Y refocus readme as to what those reasons are. And it's also a task for the Ember website redesign stuff. Add ember-scroll to guidemaker and remove link to override, which is exactly what I'm doing. Viper Gaming's, the timer is like a Pomodoro thing that I do. So I usually do these streams in 25 minutes of doing work and then 5 minutes break and just chatting and messing with things like adding bots to the stream. Let's try this bot now that it's working actually. Shout out Tech Head. I assume I need to install Shoutout as a thing for the bot. Anyway, I now have a bot, but it doesn't do anything. I haven't installed anything into it. Okay, remove scroll. So what does this do? This is going to move probably need to install whatever this is going to be. So it's probably going to be guidemaker 6. Scroll be here on click. Yeah, this is kind of the long-running project that I've been working on for what feels like 3 years now. Ugh. It's the Ember website redesign. It's slowly making its way to all of the different websites. There is a project board if anybody's ever interested in contributing. Some of these cards at the top haven't been documented well enough for people to pick them up, but I think there are still some help wanted cards on there if anybody's ever interested. Okay, so that can't actually work yet because I haven't released it. Click. But here's the interesting question. Do we have guidemaker 2.6 as a peer dependency? I'm thinking no. I think I'm just going to do this as a major release so that if somebody's using it, they'll see that it's a major release and they'll see that you have to install guidemaker 2.6 to get the scroll behavior that you were using before. And also the scroll behavior isn't what I would necessarily call breaking either. So it seems like the right thing to do. 0, please. Don't these take it? $244, so that's not bad. That'll be done soon. What? Probably be more like 4 minutes then. We'll see. Boop-de-boo. Can I get the releases out before I need to go? That's the question. We shall see. What it's doing. Do what it's doing. Minutes 50. Do the test last time. One. This one. Oh, interesting. Didn't know they expired. Makes sense. Don't want to be holding on to them for decades, but c'est la vie. 4 minutes 3. Let's have a look at this one. npm install no package lock. 3 minutes 7. 45. Wonder. The thing is, they'll probably all finish at the same time. Really quickly. Blocking this, just a bit of a pain. What I can do in the meantime, though, is I can undo that and I can start a new branch over here because I noticed another problem while I was here. New branch. Prism. So the way the Prism works nowadays for the default template is that we don't need do this stuff. In fact, the whole thing can go bye-bye. Any of this. You know, it's quite useful when working on these. that you get to do a npm install a prism. That more. Then we can do, there's probably a styles in here. Code block file name, yeah, get rid of you. Prism overrides, get rid of you. Add on. Ugh. Oh, quite gross. God. Prism block file name. Go npm I. Oh, things are almost finished. And we can test this guidemaker default template theme. We can go npm start. See if it breaks, because I've just removed a whole bunch of stuff. We got 7 minutes. Come on, folks, we got this. Valid watchman found. Ah, worked. Purchase pull request. Okay, just merge it. My administrative privileges to do so. Doing that. Build building. Well, here we'll go git back out merge to master. Git pull. npm run changelog. Okay. We're going to do this as 2.6.0. Booly booly. Update change log. Then we do np. np is like npm publish. It's a cool package by Syndosaurus. Is that how you say his name? Code blocks. Actually have an example with code blocks. Jabber rappers. No. Template. Look at the website redesign branch because I know that that's good. Tests, dummy, guides, release maybe, sample, text. You. Dummy, guides, release. Add that to the page. Do we have an examples index? Do. Add an index. They have this there. Examples. Markdown index. Have copy pasta, so even if it's wrong. I'm doing breaking. There we go. Example. Basic markdown. Ooh, Geeko Supremo. Thank you for the sub. Tier 1 for 3 months. Thank you very much, Geeko Supremo. That is very, very much appreciated. Boom. Oh, we've got syntax highlighting, but it's all broken. Oh no, badness is exactly what we want. Doing too many things at once. So I'm doing a minor, doing my guidemaker release on one side, and then I'm doing this changes to the default template. This is what happens when you've got 2 minutes left. Come on, come on, come on. You can do this. So, Empress. The thing in here for Prism. Prism. Ember Showdown Prism. Ember install Ember. Okay. So we're gonna do things. We're gonna remove. We're gonna remove old prism station. Cool. Add ILIGHT example. Now I'm gonna run or install Ember Showdown Prism. So, this Ember Showdown Prism is one of the best examples that I have for a Ember add-on that just does stuff. You saw a second ago that we had no syntax highlighting. Oh, time's up. Well, wait for this to install and then I will show it to you. Doesn't work, then it will have to be something I will show next week or something. Installing packages. Oh, two things installing packages at the same time. That seems like a great idea. Oh, that's interesting. I know what the problem is. Cancel that. Oops. Just show this and hopefully it works. Oh, and that is my call. I do need to go. Right. Alas, we cannot show you, but imagine it works perfectly. That's still Adam. It is still Adam, and it still is the default. So, alas, I need to go, folks. I said I had a hard stop, and this is it. I might see you later on, and I might be able to finish off this stuff. And if I don't, see you next week. Bye, everybody.